where he served from 1998 to July 31st, 2010, when he transitioned to Boston University to become the Martin Luther King Jr. Professor of Ethical Leadership and editor of the Howard German Papers Project. I present to you now Dr. Walter Earl.
Thank you very much, Dr. King. Thank you, everyone, especially these lovely parents, guardians, and folks who offer support to this new generation of dreamers. I'm simply going to tell a story. You've heard everything, and you've been congratulated. And I know you're ready to get on with the real deal. But I told you last night that this week was going to be different, especially today, because this has been a long journey for you and a short walk. All things that really matter, young men, are long journeys. But when it occurs to you that they've occurred, they become short walks. So I want to start where we began with stories, right? I want to tell you a story. There once lived a village of creatures at the bottom of a great crystal river. The river flowed over them, young and old, rich and poor, good and evil. The river knowing only its own crystal self and going its own way. At the bottom of the river lived a village of creatures who clung tightly to the twigs and rocks at the bottom of the river. For clinging and resisting the current is what they had learned from birth. Until one day, one of the creatures decided that he would let go and let the river take him where it would. For he knew that if he kept on clinging, he would die of boredom. So he did let go. The creatures downstream, though, and his community said, if you let go, that river will dash you against the rocks, and you will die quicker than a boy. But refusing to hear them, he let go. And true enough, he was dashed against the rocks. But when he really learned the lesson of the river and decided not to cling again, he emerged, and he was bruised and hurt no more. And as he was flowing downstream, the creatures farther down saw him. And they said, see the Messiah. See a creature like ourselves, yet he flies. See the one who has come to save us all. And the creature caught in the flow said, I'm no more Messiah than you. The river delights to set us free, if only we let go. It's been 1 week. It's been a long journey, short walk. Let go. All of the attachments hold you down. All of the pain. All of the stats that say you're not going to make it. Every government stat on young black males in this nation puts you on the bottom rung. Let it go. And let the river take you where it is. I told you we stand between the obelisk of Howard Washington Thurman and the statue of the most incredible dreamer of the 20th century, and certainly one of the greatest leaders the world has ever known. In 1936, Thurman met with Gandhi, brought something back. By the time King really began to filter through Thurman, he had already discovered God. I don't know which one it will be. It might be all of them. But there are great expectations, as Dr. Frank said. Great expectations. Don't let this week pass by and go back to the same old routine, clinging to the ropes that you heard about. Renaissance, regeneration, awakening, you've been awakened. Live like men who are awake and aware. Dream impossible dreams. Don't dream dreams that are possible, because if you dream dreams that are only possible, you'll never discover the impossible. Dream in season and out of season. Dream when you don't want to go on any further. Dream. Langston Hughes, one of those Renaissance poets, Harlem Renaissance poets, said, hold fast to dreams, for when dreams die, life is a broken winged bird that cannot fly. Hold fast to dreams, for when dreams go, life is a barren field covered with snow. Hold fast to dreams, said Howard Thurman. As long as a man has a dream in his heart, and I would add dreams, he cannot lose the significance of it. For the Christians among us, Jesus said, if I have faith the size of a seed, a mustard seed, I can say to a mountain, get up and be moved, and it shall be. Hold fast to dreams. Among you sits somebody who may have the cure for HIV/AIDS. Among you sits somebody who will stand in the place and give you life to the word. Don't you ever give up on yourself. My final word in passing. 15 years. Who would have ever thought this? How did this happen? I'm convinced that there's something at the root of the universe that's more like a cosmic dance than it is a thing or a person. It's more like a river. It's like a process, and it keeps on calling people. I mean, when you least expect it, you're elected. Who would have ever thunk it? Fannie Lou Hamer, picking cotton in the fields of Indianola, Mississippi, 16 hours a day. Who would have ever thought that she'd be picking cotton to pick presidents? A little brown barrister in England went to Britain, then South Africa, afraid to speak in public, would shake. But when the British Empire met Mahatma Gandhi, Mohandas K. Gandhi, he brought Great Britain to her knees. Who would have ever thought? Hustler, pimp, drug runner, underground capitalist on the other side of history would pick up a dictionary in a cell block and read until his eyes were diseased, would become a prophet to his own people. Malcolm Little had no idea that somehow history had subpoenaed him. You, who would have ever? Little black boy here in Atlanta, daddy was a big preacher, granddaddy was a preacher. He sat on the bench of the Ebenezer Baptist Church when he was 3 years old and said, Lord, when I grow up, Daddy, I want some big words. It's here. It's not outside. Touch this. Repeat that. From my center, to the center,